One of the coaster manufacturers with the most coasters built is Vekoma. Vekoma is a manufacturer from the Netherlands and is hated by some in the US for its cloned and rough coasters. However, Vekoma is about to take over the United States. How, and is this a good thing? These are my thoughts on the Vekoma takeover of America. Vekoma started by making clonable coasters in the 80s and 90s. Starting off, these clonable coasters were fantastic, as they were cheap, exhilarating, and took very little space. The first of these coasters was the Boomerang. This ride started in the station and was pulled back into the first hill. After reaching the apex, the train was released, gliding through the station and into a Cobra Roll. This Cobra Roll was speedy and intense before the train entered a tight vertical loop and did the whole layout reverse. These rides were cheap and unique with the backward experience. In addition to the Boomerang, Vekoma made the Suspended Looping Coaster, SLC for short. These were cheaper inverted coasters compared to the B&M counterpart. They consisted of 5 inversions, including 2 back-to-back inline twists, and an intense drop and helix. However, the cheap nature of these rides caused almost every park to buy one. Now, tons of parks all over the world have a Boomerang, SLC, or both. And these rides with poor transitions got very, very rough very quickly. If you look at any worst coaster list, you are almost guaranteed to find an SLC or Boomerang on it. And for a while, this was all Vekoma was known for. That was until 2016, when Vekoma fixed its issues. Vekoma caught on with the market of whippy and launch coasters. They started making a new track type to smoothen out their transitions. Their first new-gen coaster opened at Energylandia in 2016 and was known as Formula. This launch coaster was short, but showed Vekoma's new capabilities. Formula was a huge hit, and Vekoma quickly started to gain traction in Europe and especially Asia. Almost every major chain park in China, especially Fantawild, now has a Vekoma model. These include the Hyperspace Warp, a clone of Formula just with a lift hill instead of a launch. Also, other European parks, notably Ferrop Summerland and Legendia, open incredible looking Vekomas with super whippy layouts and inversions. These rides were Phoenix and Lek Coaster. Additionally, Vekoma opened the first ever launched flying coaster with FLY at Energylandia. This Vekoma has gotten rave reviews for its incredible layout, airtime on a flyer, and insane theming. Vekoma has gotten rave reviews in Europe and Asia for their thrill coasters and also their family coasters. However, the Western Hemisphere for some reason hasn't caught on. That was until 2023. In 2023, 3 notable coasters are opening up by Vekoma in the US. We will start with the least significant to the most. At Magic Kingdom in Florida, Tron Light Cycle Run is opening up. This is an incredibly themed launched motorbike coaster. One of these coasters was already open at Disney Shanghai in China, but seeing one open up in the US is huge for Vekoma and the coaster community. This isn't as significant because Disney and Vekoma already have a healthy relationship, but this is one of the first new-gen thrill coasters by Vekoma in the US. Another ride opening up is Big Bear Mountain. This is one of Vekoma's new generation family coasters, and it will be joining Dragonflyer, another Vekoma family coaster, at Dollywood. Big Bear Mountain will be the longest coaster in the park and will be a huge hit with younger audiences, having a height requirement of only 36 inches. Additionally, it has 3 launches and is heavy in theming. Other manufacturers such as Skyline are even predicting the success of this ride with the release of the Trail Runner model, a very similar model to Big Bear Mountain, just with a single rail track. And finally, the most significant coaster opening next year from Vekoma is Circuit Breaker at Codaland. This is the only new-gen Vekoma thrill coaster going to be open in the United States. This is also the only tilt coaster in the Western Hemisphere. The tilt coaster is where the track rotates to line the train up with the drop. And unlike the dive coasters, the tilt coaster is not boring after the drop. Circuit Breaker has many inversions, trenches, and intense whips. It will be unique, cheaper than B&M, and it will be very, very popular. So how is Vekoma going to take over the United States with just 3 coasters opening up next year? It's all about popularity. These 3 coasters are perfect for popularity. One is opening at the busiest park in America, another is opening at a new park and has a great gimmick, and the other is opening at a busy family park with a lower height requirement. In addition to new coaster models, Vekoma is capable of fixing older SLCs with new restraints and track. The best example of this is the Great Nor'easter at Maurice Piers. Going back to the new models, these cheap models can be perfect for any park looking for an intense, launched, whippy, or even inverted coaster with the STC model. Abyssus and Formula are prime examples of what Vekoma can do with limited space and launches. Also, parks looking for family coasters can easily purchase a smaller family coaster from Vekoma with a lower height requirement. American parks with a missing coaster are going to see the success of all 3 of these coasters and will look into Vekoma in the future. This will lead to Vekoma's takeover of the industry. RMC makeovers are dying out, B&M is getting expensive, and Intamin is getting unreliable. Enter Vekoma. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment what you think of Vekoma in the United States and have a great rest of your day.